Sensory processing disorder can be very hard to wrap your head around and relate to if you're not the one experiencing it. When the brain has trouble receiving and responding to information that comes in through the senses, everyday activities can be a huge struggle. In today's video, I will be reviewing the book, Why Does Izzy Cover Her Ears?, which deals with the sensory defensive side of this topic. Today's book is Why Does Izzy Cover Her Ears? Dealing with Sensory Overload. This is written and illustrated by a school-based OT, Jennifer Veenendall, and it's told from the point of view of Izzy, who is a sweet first grader who is struggling with sensory processing disorder, particularly an over-responsiveness to sensory input in her environment. But with the help of her parents, her teachers, and OT, and some simple strategies and tools, she is able to thrive in her school environment. This book does a great job of putting into words the struggles that Izzy has with sensory stimuli in her environment. And I think any child with an over-responsiveness to sensory stimuli could definitely relate to this book and this character. In this book, Izzy has a lot of difficulties with loud noises, both at home and in the classroom. And she struggles with being bumped into at her locker and has trouble with the distracting visual clutter of the classroom. The brightly colored illustrations, I think, effectively convey her fear and difficulties with the sensory input she deals with on a daily basis. And you can really see that in the facial expressions of Izzy throughout this book. I love that this book not only puts into words and illustrates what it feels like for someone with sensory defensiveness, but also gives some solutions to the character about how she can self-regulate. And a lot of them are proprioceptive activities such as a weighted blanket, deep massage. In the story, they talk about doing a steamroller over her with the ball going over her, which is just weighted pressure to help calm her system down. They also move her locker so she doesn't get bumped into. So it's a nice way of showing some simple strategies you can do to help a child self-regulate. Of course, this book provides the ideal environment whereby teachers, parents, OT all work together to create an accepting environment for Izzy. But I do think everyone can learn from this book. Even one small change or adaptation can make a huge difference for someone with sensory processing disorder and make them more available for learning and positive social opportunities. If I had one complaint about this book, it would be that it's a little text heavy. I know there's a lot to convey, but I think it could have been edited down a little bit. Sensory over-responsiveness is really hard to explain and put into words, but I do think the author did a great job. And it shows that Izzy isn't a bad kid. She just doesn't process sensory information the same way, and she needs some special adaptations to help create an environment that works well for her. There are some excellent resources at the back of this book, including book discussion questions, 2 pages of recommended resources for teachers and parents, a page of 8 informative websites related to sensory processing disorder, and a full page of recommended children's books that deal with related topics. That is it for today's book review. Please add your comments below if you have any comments about this book or other books that you might like me to review. And please click the red subscribe button to subscribe to my channel to be notified when the next video comes out. As always, I put a link in the description to give you a little more information about this book, and also a link to purchase if you're interested. If you do purchase through my link, it does put a few cents back into my pocket to eventually get enough money to buy another book to review, book or two. And please join me again next time as I aim to get the right books in the right hands at the right time to build courage, confidence, and character in our children.